All right, fashion dolls, welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. It is Fierce Female Friday, August 6th, and today's special guest is a fresh new face. Johnny won't be able to join me today. He is busy getting his site set up. Make sure you guys go and check out Lud's Fetish Nails and Lud's Car Grooming LLC. Special thanks to our guy for that exclusive. It is up right now on my IGTV feed, so make sure you guys go and check it out. And go and follow Style by Stevie _ daytime. Joining me today is a fresh new face. He is an actor, singer, dancer, performer. Sean Augustus will be joining us today. So let me go on ahead and share this live with him. He is so handsome and chocolate, and I'm super excited to be doing this interview with him here on Style by Stevie. We got a great show for you guys today. We're going to do the rapid five, and we're also going to do 5 things he can't live without. The rapid five, of course. And we're going to get into the hot seat or turn the table segment. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. I'm waiting on my very special guest to get here, ladies and gentlemen. I had to literally uninstall IG and come back and reinstall it. Hopefully it should work. All right, and our very special guest is here, ladies and gentlemen. Fresh new face, Sean Augustus. Oops, set my phone up right. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the dollhouse, my love.
Oh, hello. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. It's such a pleasure to have you here. My other co-host Johnny would have been here, but he's in the process, ladies and gentlemen, because he made an announcement about it yesterday on the show. In case you guys missed it, Johnny's in the process of working on his website, so make sure you guys go and check out Lud's Fetish Nails. So, without further ado, let's get into it with our very special guest here. So, tell everyone a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and a little bit about your career background, music, whatever it is.
Yeah. So, well, first off, thank you for having me. Thank you so much for the opportunity. This is amazing things that you're doing.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
in terms of, I guess, who I am, my name is Sean Augustus. My real name on this earth, I guess. So, someone who's peaceful, prideful, and inclusive, things along those lines. And then the simple term as well. My mom's name is Chantel, so that's where the Sean comes from. And then my
Oh,
dad's name is August. That's where the Augustus comes from. So just tying all that back in. But like I said, I'm from Louisiana. I'm 28. I started off acting, kind of doing things behind the scene. I've been doing that for a while. I guess when I really took it seriously, was when I say in 2016 when I moved to Georgia. So I've been all around. I've lived in, like I said, I'm from Louisiana. I've lived in Texas. I've lived in Georgia. I've lived in California. And now actually currently, I've been here a month now. I live in London now. So
wow.
I'm trying to move, trying to make moves, trying to make myself known, things along those lines. But like I said, so in 2016 is when everything picked up. I took a bit of a decline, a downfall in that kind of, some personal things kind of, those who like act, those who like are in the creative juices, sometimes you lose that inspiration, sometimes you lose. But it's all about that fight, the persistence, is keep going. So it took me a little while. Obviously, I said 2016 is 2000. What is it? 2020. Yeah. So 2021. So it's been a while. So now that I'm back into everything, I'm trying to pick up and start off and go make it big. Do big things.
Okay. So you said acting. So
Yes.
who are some of your favorite actors that you looked up to that make you want to get into acting?
Yeah. So just like a couple, like I guess like in terms of like I'll say men, since obviously they're I feel like carving that path for me. Jamie Foxx is an amazing actor. I don't know that method acting. I need to learn that technique. I need that in me. Obviously, the same with Will Smith. One of the I think He's a great actor. I don't know anything that's going on in person, but I know acting wise when it comes to the craft and things along those lines, those people are good. And then, Samuel L. Jackson's like that. And then
Oh,
I guess my Tay brother, I'll call him Tay Diggs, is another person that I kind of looked up to when it came to acting. Yeah.
okay, okay. So, what methods of acting are you most adept to? Because I know you got a variety, a range, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure of that.
Yeah. So with me, I tend to shut everything down and become that character. So when it comes to method acting, like I said, I may not be as good as those like Jamie Foxx and Will Smith, but when it comes to it, like everything about me, that name becomes me, that story becomes me, that everything. So for instance, when I was in Georgia, I had this play that we were doing. We were traveling around, and I had a part, and I was playing like a teenage high school student, athlete at that. One, I'm no athlete. The only sport I've ever done was run track, and I don't even know if that counts. But it became me, so he just becomes me for those months. Those months, everything that I do, everything that I would do as myself. Now that character is doing it in, I guess in my body, so to speak.
Okay, okay. So music as well too.
So music,
So
yes.
go ahead. I'm
No, what were you
sorry.
gonna say? No, no, what were you gonna say?
Yes, I was saying music. What made you also get into music as well too?
So I'm not into music. I'm just a very, very good, like big fan of music. I love radio. I love things along those lines. So so in addition to acting, I'm trying to get into I write as well, but I'm trying to get into directing, and I
Okay.
also am in currently finishing up my degree in communications and journalism. So, with that, I want to kind of get into the radio scene of everything in that music. So I'm not technically in the music. I can't sing. If I sing, they'll probably cancel the show. Honestly, I'm no singer, but I know music. I know good music. I know talent. I know things along those lines. I've just always been interested in that, that realm of things.
Okay, okay. So sort of like what I do as well with the talk show, like a platform.
Yes,
Shout outs to Marco De Prince as well. So do you see yourself having your own podcast or your own platform in the future as well?
absolutely. I just have to talk to as many people as I can so I can get into that realm and learn. But eventually, I would love to have a show. I feel like I have things to say. I do so much talking. I might as well use it and wisely, right?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. And I will say this, a piece of advice to you is when it comes to having this platform or having a voice,
Mm-hmm.
we have we have to be the voice of the people. And that's what I realized getting into this business because I started off, believe it or not, at 16 years old
Oh
with
wow.
Style by Stevie. And I can't believe we're now 246 episodes in.
Oof.
Like we have been going hard. And now I added two co-hosts to the show
Uh
to
huh.
spice it up because I'm a woman.
Right.
And everybody's like, okay, yeah, she gives the woman perspective, she gives the woman opinion, but we want to get, I try to make it equal because sometimes I'll get DMs from some of my male followers that view the show and they're just like, why are you always going in on the guys? So that's why I added male co-hosts to my show to give the
Right.
male perspective. And so far, all three of us are a perfect balance. Like the trio, all three of us, shout outs to EJ and Johnny, collectively, all three of our opinions just mesh well and the audience loves it. So when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to that, make sure if you decide to add people that are like if you want to add a trio or some of your best friends to the podcast, then make sure that they kind of have the
Mm-hmm.
same beliefs as you and they kind of mesh well. Like when I first did my pilot with EJ, it was so funny because he woke up before me. It takes me a while, hair, makeup, and all of those things. You know, women are. We have to make sure everything is pitch perfect.
Right.
So I woke up and EJ was like, "Well, it's time." Oh my God, I overslept. So I didn't have no choice but to do the show makeup free. And I did the whole show makeup free. I came in my NASA spacesuit onesie and we did that whole show. It was so funny. Everybody was like, "Miss Stevie, you wasn't on time, man." Yeah, so I didn't have no concealer, nothing, no makeup.
Right.
EJ was looking all good and stuff. But me, I didn't have on nothing. So I said, you know what? But that was one for the books. So it gets to show people your true authenticity. So when it comes to us having these platforms like this, when you decide to get your podcast, you know I definitely will be supporting 100%. It definitely is what people look for. They look for someone that they can relate to, authenticity, because some talk show hosts, most hosts of podcasts, they're so disconnected with the people.
Right.
And I try to have that in a way where it's so humble and laid back and down to earth to make you feel like, okay, she can be the girl next door. She
Right.
can be my wifey. She can be my babe. She can be this.
Right.
She can be whatever. She can be the auntie. I try to give you all of that and more wrapped up in one.
As
So
you
it's so
should.
relatable. And that's why the people keep clicking in and tuning in every day I go live because I'm consistent with it. So yeah.
Right. Yo, absolutely. Like I said, you're doing. I think what you're doing is amazing. And then also to play devil's advocate, um, although you may feel like they feel like you talk about the men. I'll be honest, men are more problematic than women, especially these days. So, I mean, what are you gonna talk about? What are you gonna, you're gonna give your opinion on what you see, what you know. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. I think so. That's it.
Yeah, and I try to make it balanced because I know people will say, "Oh, well, she's biased. She's always going so hard on the
Right.
boys." So I'm like, yes, and sometimes I will critique my counterparts as well to my other female counterparts as well too. For me as a woman, I've realized that I can't just be biased. I have to make sure that it's all across the spectrum. Everybody's being held accountable, both male and female. And especially women, like it's somebody that I'm close to, like a friend of mine or something. And
Mm-hmm.
say, for instance, I'm going to use one of my good colleagues, for example. If A and Z said something, and I'll be like, sis, that's wrong. They will do the same to me. They will pull me to the side and they'll be like, girl, do you know what you just said? Or do you know the meaning behind it? You need to go and apologize and correct. So that's how it should be. So that's how I do it with my platform.
And I mean, as I'm learning. Any notes you give me, anything you want to give me, I will take whatever. I don't care. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
like I
but
said.
you got this. You got this. I got a feeling because your spirit, and I'm a Scorpio, I'm big on energy and
Mhm.
spirits and zodiac signs,
Yeah.
and just your you can definitely keep an audience because people look for someone who is very humbled, who is down to earth, who is laid back.
Right.
When Queen Latifah had her talk show, she was so relatable to the people.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but she put her own spin onto it. And so far, like Sally, and so far, like Rolanda, and so far, like the ladies of the real, like every talk show has this factor.
Right.
And for my show, I try to do it in a way where it's youthful. I incorporate hip hop, I incorporate R&B, I incorporate fashion, I incorporate beauty, I
Mm-hmm.
incorporate so many things for the culture, black culture, because
Right.
that's what our people want, especially when this
We
thing hit,
need.
this pandemic hit. We all
Right.
were in a depression. So I do it in a way that's youthful, that keeps people on the edge of their seats, like, okay, what is she going to bring to the table next? So that's what people look for when they tune into your platform or any platform that they're watching. So, yeah.
Okay. Notes taken. I'm writing down.
Yeah, you got this. You got this. So, inspiration wise, let's
Yeah.
talk inspiration. Who or what
Mm-hmm.
inspires you to keep going?
I think. Well, first and foremost, myself. It took me a while to do that. For a while, for a long time, I had this notion in my head that what I do, it needs to have another person connected to it. So I needed a relationship or whatever the case may be. But first and foremost, I needed to do it for me. That I'm sure that's why things never happened the way it should have happened. Like I feel like it should have happened years ago. So that's first and foremost. But in terms of like actual things that inspire me, anything like when I write, that's why whenever I find places to live, like just nature, like the changing of nature, the changing of the atmosphere, like those things are the things that inspire me because it I want to change as well, you know. So I'm always growing, always trying to. So that's the main thing that inspires me. And I guess another thing would be, I guess if I had to do a person, I would probably say my family. I feel like I've been saying for the longest that my family, I want to move them from Louisiana, move them, you know, do these things, and I've never been able to do it. But every time I venture into something new, I'm always thinking about this could be it. I'm ready when you guys are ready, you know, things like that. So I guess those are the couple of things that inspire me as far as change and growth.
Okay, okay, yes, the same here for me. It's all I believe on family values, and my mom is a big supporter of this platform. Like, even when I was younger, my mom she would say, "But this baby has a voice. She's also a Scorpio, so you can only imagine the energy in the house." But
Right,
me and her never clash heads. We kind of, in a way, I guess I get my sauciness from her, my sassiness from her, that
right,
wanting to stand up for what is right. My mom is the
right,
same way, and driven and passionate. And my father, I guess, must have just pushed that outspokenness out of me because he's so blunt and
right,
so real.
right.
And with me, I guess that must have shifted it up and turned it up just a notch, just a little bit, because my brother's the
Yeah,
complete opposite. He was born in February, I was born in October, so our energies are completely different. You can already imagine who's the wild card out of the bunch.
right.
So it would definitely be me because I leave people wondering, I leave people mysterious, which is a good thing, not a bad
Uh-huh.
thing. But I just like to capture the moment.
Right.
And that's why I asked that question, what's your inspiration? Because I do believe in capturing the present.
Yeah,
And our past defines us. So we have to be able
that's
to
right.
take that in order to move forward.
And grow. Right, absolutely. Is your Pisces and Aquarius?
Pisces. My brother is a Pisces.
Okay, so I'm a Pisces first of all. My best friend's a Scorpio, and those mix together, amazing. So that could be what it is as well. Could be what it is
Yes,
together.
because before,
Right.
before me and my brother did not see head to head,
Uh huh.
but now it's just like we're so cool,
Hmm.
and just his personality, so zen, so relaxed. Like we're the complete opposite. Me, I'm more of like you know how on sister, you got the one sister who's always making
Right.
the straight A's. I was a little
Right.
bit. But yes, I was saying you got the one sister that makes the straight A's, and then you got the one that
Hmm.
likes to party and cut up and have a good time, always getting in trouble. I never
Right.
really got in trouble, but it was a mix of both for me. I was able to do my work, get my straight A's, and still
Mhm.
have fun at the same time.
Right.
So yeah, the complete opposite. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to figure me growing up. I don't know. I feel like I did more. I don't know. I didn't do. I kind of still. I guess it's the Pisces in me too. Like I'm very, very reserved. I'm very, very homebody. I'm very much so introvert. I guess so to speak. Um, when I have to be. I mean, I can be an expert when I have to be, but if like reserve, you know, everything. So yeah, my sister is actually a Pisces, and then my little brother is an Aries, and polar opposites. Everything's so different. So yeah, I understand what you're saying.
And he's not so introverted. Sometimes he'll be outspoken too. Like he said when he
Hmm.
turned 18, oh, I'm leaving this house. And I was like, oh okay. He told my daddy those were his exact words. He said, when I'm turned 18, I'm leaving this house. And he went straight into the military. He wasn't lying. So his
He did it.
personality is definitely a lot like mine. He says what comes to his mind. And I guess that's with all of my family
Hmm.
members, even my aunts, they're the same way as well too. So hey, that's where my name comes from. It's
Yeah.
Stevie Keep It Real, because you have to be honest and open with people. And more importantly, the truth helps people. It doesn't hurt them, it just makes you better.
Right. Absolutely, right, right. I mean, I
All
hear
right.
that. I understand completely, 100%.
So my next question for you is, because you spoke a little bit about your
Hmm.
sister, and your brother, how
Hmm.
important are family values to
Hmm.
you?
Well, first, I'm from Louisiana, so that's all we know. That's it. I'm from the South. I mean, you understand that, you know. So that's all it is, like 100%. I all of my siblings are now 7 years apart. So by the time I was 18, I was gone. But I try to make sure that I stay in connect. I talk. Matter of fact, right before I was actually on the phone with my mom, like the time
Oh,
differences between are like 6 hours, but we still make time. So they learn the time zone here. I make sure I keep up with the one, and we never disconnect. I'm talking to my mom, my grandmother, my sisters, probably at least once or twice a day. Always, I'm always gonna do
okay.
that.
Yes, and that's another thing I wanted to touch on too with you, to people out here who are watching this, because we know that in this industry that we're both in, with
Hmm.
myself and Sean here, people sometimes get so disconnected with their family, and the best thing to do is keep them around you, your
Right.
loved ones, your significant others, your friends who've truly been there for
Hmm.
you from the beginning, from the get go, to see it all unfold. So I know who my
Absolutely.
friend is. Shout outs to my girl Felicia if she's watching. She always comes through supports. Well, girl, who's gonna be the guest of the show today? Who you interviewing today?
But
So
hey,
it's always good to have people like that within your corner, within your circle, who support your platform 100%.
absolutely.
And my family does as well too. They like, well, you doing this for us? I said, absolutely, I sure am.
Right.
Representation is key. There's got to be somebody out of the family who is going to do something that is going to
100%.
better the family and better the
Absolutely.
entire black community as a
Absolutely.
whole. And I said, I'm
Absolutely.
going to be that person. If, one person takes the microphone, it's up to you what you decide to do with that microphone. Now
Right.
that you've got the torch, it's been passed down to you. It's up to you with, even with the controversy that's going on with a famous rapper who said what he said on
Hmm.
stage, and
Hmm.
I've been critiquing him and calling him out on his homophobic behavior.
Hmm.
That's what I said. I said, when you have this platform, it's up to you to educate people, or do
Hmm.
you want to spread hate?
Right.
My platform, I want to educate people,
Right.
and I want people to know that there's love in the world,
Right.
not hate. What he did
Right.
on that stage for Rolling Loud, that was hate.
Hmm.
So, not going to get too much into that. But I said, when I created this platform, I want to put a little bit of everything into it. I
Right.
want to make sure that there's love in this platform. And more importantly, when people do something, make sure that they're critiqued or called out in a way where it's accountability. You were saying?
I was saying, I think the one of the biggest things is growth. People don't know how to grow; they're scared to grow. So I think one thing I always say is I think one of the biggest problems in society is that everybody feel like honestly believes that they're the main character. It is your. I feel like it's your world, but I feel like there's everybody else around you, and I feel like you as a
Absolutely.
character, it should be to help the next person. So whatever you learn, whatever you go through, I feel like it should be so that the next person knows, so that we don't have the ignorance, so that we don't have those things. But I mean, so that's why I feel like what I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great thing that you're doing, making sure that not just talking about, because so many people, so many blogs, so many sites, so many shows, they just talk about what the person did, and we're like, shame on you. But that's not how it is. Let them know, because what's gonna happen. I think what's happened with that particular rapper that you're speaking of, I think he's done one thing, he's done two things, three things, and no one's ever said anything or told him the reason why he shouldn't do. And so now we're in the place that we are now, and it's the same with so many people. So yeah, I think we just that accountability and that learning and teachable moments. I think that's the biggest thing that we all need.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. All right, fashion dolls, it is about that time. and then we're going to take some questions from the audience. We are going to do something called the rapid five and turn the tables. And with our very special guest Sean here in the turn the table segment, I allow my guests to turn the tables on Miss Stevie and ask her some questions, and nothing is off limits. So I don't know what Sean is going to ask, but we're going to find out in the turn the table segment. But right now it is the rapid five. So Sean, tell us five things that you can't live without.
Ooh, I'm gonna say my iPad. Everything is on it. My writing, my social media, everything is on there. So my iPad, I say music. I'll say movies, whether new or old movies. Food, obviously, and then did I say music? And then music. So those are my five that I think I absolutely have to have, no matter what.
All right, that's the rapid five, fashion dolls. It is time to turn the tables, and I'm gonna pass it on down to Sean. And Sean is about to ask me some questions. I don't know what he's going to ask me. My heart is beating so fast right now. So, go ahead, Sean.
I'll be easy on you, very, very easy. I mean, one question that I always ask everyone. So, I guess in your terms, I'll do it as a dinner still. So, in the event you had the opportunity to have a dinner with anyone, dead or alive, I'd say a famous person, dead or alive, um, who would it be and why?
Okay, I'm gonna start with alive. I would have to say Grace Jones.
Okay,
Just her fashion, her energy is it's like she's my spirit animal, my spirit muse. I love her so much, and just her courageousness, her fearlessness. Um, and passed on, I would have to say Nina Simone, Maya Angelou, and Diane Carroll. And the reason why I choose and Selena as well too, the Tahano singer Selena, and Left Eye as well, and maybe Aaliyah. All these ladies and Whitney Houston as well. Like you can
right.
only imagine all of the girl power and the energy that these ladies would partake into me. So that's why I chose these lists of women. Oh, and that Taraji piece. So it's just all the girl power, all the girl power. Shout
The
outs to all of
strong,
them.
strong women.
Viola
I understand.
Davis, Angela Bassett. I don't
Right.
know. It's so many of them. So just not just the characters that these ladies portray on television, but
Hmm.
just how they are when they speak, their eloquence, when they move, when they come into the room, their presence, their energy, and even when they're offset and they call it the director calls cut. These ladies are so humble, they're so down to earth, and they never
Hmm.
forget where they come from. So
Right.
that's why I chose these ladies.
Okay, absolutely. I think those are strong women. Strong women. We need more. In that congregation. Okay. I guess another question that I always ask. So, because I put this into the atmosphere, because why not? Everybody can use this winning, the winning of the lottery, right? So, in the event that you had the opportunity to win, not the opportunity, but if you won the lottery, what are the first five, 4 or 5 things you would do?
Oh, well, in this crisis that we're having right now, where people are being evicted from their homes,
Hmm.
I would help them. I would help them to get homes. Um, the second thing I would do, definitely never forget my family. You know, I want my family to have the best. My mom. Hey, Marcus. Yes, make sure you guys go and subscribe to my brother's YouTube channel. Check it out if you're into gaming. Um, it would definitely be to help my mom, my grandmother, my aunt, my father, my brother. You know, just I want the best for my family. Um, and third, what else would I do? What else would I do? Mm. If I had the money, I would make sure that blacks had more decent education. because that's something that we're lacking in our community is decent education. So just the selflessness of me, because I talk about three people needing to redistribute their wealth and help out. Um, and number four, I would probably take the rest and go to Fashion Week. I would probably, reward myself for helping everybody out and go to Fashion Week. Um,
Hmm.
Number five, what else would I do? I know that it's LGBT people out here who don't have homes. I would create something where we all
Hmm.
can come under the same accord because people have put them out of their homes because they don't accept their orientation. And it's
Right.
hurtful. And it's mostly their families that are doing that. So I would do something where all of us and all of the big names, the Laverne Coxes, the T.S. Madisons, that everybody can come in and speak to them, educate them, and let them know that they're not alone. So that's what I would do with number five.
That's
So make
beautiful.
it
That's
equal
great.
balance,
Right. That's great.
selflessness.
Great. And then I guess one more. What's thinking broadly? What's next for Steve?
What's next for Style by Stevie? I see this platform taking off so big. Everyone is saying the same thing. It's written in the stars, and I'm claiming it. I'm manifesting it. So, what I
Okay.
see next is myself having a platform like my own television network.
Hmm.
Oprah has her television network, but mine will be completely different. I will want to include LGBT content creators, Black LGBT content creators, and every one of us out here will have a place where we can showcase whatever it is that we're doing, whether it's acting or mentoring or educating. Everyone would have a platform. And of course, Style by Stevie would be on there because it's my network. So I would make sure that my co-hosts, whatever projects that they're working on, they would have a home to showcase whatever it is that they're working on as well too. Shout outs to Alex John Tay, The Assistant 2, which is a horror film I did back in April of this year, will be
Hmm.
dropping on Amazon Prime October the 1st. So shout outs to Alex John Tay. I played the role of Professor Fair, so I had to throw that plug in there. Alex will have a place where if he wants to drop a film, he can do it right on my network. So everybody is welcomed on the Style by Stevie network or the Miss Stevie network. I don't know what I would name it though. It wouldn't be that.
I don't know. You're just grabbing us all up. We come on. We need this. This love. This. I need all of that. I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, I guess one more thing that I can think of. So I've been looking at like some of your videos and everything. When are we gonna ever drop like the skincare routine, or is that we're gonna keep it a secret? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Oh my God. Everybody has asked that question so many times. Right now, I'm glammed up to the nines. Their makeup is on my face, but there have been times when y'all have seen me without makeup and my skin still looks the same, and I prove it to people all the time. So, I'm gonna drop the secret right here, everybody. Are y'all listening close? And we're back. We paused for a second. I was saying that I love Neutrogena and I love Olay products. Like when I go to sleep at night, I do not sleep in makeup. That is a tip, FYI, for everyone. Make sure you remove your makeup. If you've got wipes or cleansing cloths or a face wash, make sure you do that every night before you go to bed. I also change my pillowcases because that bacteria, and with this thing going on, we
Hmm.
have to make sure that we're keeping everything sanitized and clean as well too, because bacteria can build up on your pillowcase. For my hair, we didn't get that question yet, but I sleep on a satin pillowcase. I am relaxed, so I wear a lot of protective styles. You'll see me rotate hairstyles each week. But as far as the skin goes, make sure you moisturize. Even for us melanated people, we have to make sure that we are using sunscreen. Um, Whenever you
Right.
wash your hands, that water going back and forth with that soap and water, it can dry your hands out. So use sunscreen on your hands because your hands age first. And that's what I do So make sure you are emoliating yourself with sunscreen, keeping that melanin protected, especially during the summer months right now. You got a lot of humidity, wind, air, so many things outside in the air, ozone layer, so many things that are harmful to our skin. So make sure that you are keeping that melanin protected, because I know I do every night. And I also use a beauty oil as well too. So make sure you use that before you go to sleep. But those are some of my beauty secrets. Make sure you're taking care of your skin, because we only get one. You know, as we get older and as we progress, you want your skin to still look the same. And I'm 27, so when I was 16 in my teen years, I had real bad acne. So, just a breakout here, a breakout there. And my mom would always fuss out that. See, that's what I tell you, forget for playing in that makeup. But see, now that my skin has matured throughout the years, I can play with it as much as I want to.
Right.
And another thing, make sure you clean your brushes as
Right.
well. Mind blown. I never thought to put sunscreen on my hands. They do age first. Yep. See, I was reading that in Cosmopolitan. So that is a beauty tip. Your hands do age first. So if you don't have to get manicures, but make sure that you are protecting your hands, and make sure that you're taking care of yourself. I do believe in self-care, not just self-care Sundays, but protect your skin and make sure that you're grooming properly, getting your pedicures, manicures, and more importantly, your facials, and steam. I've seen some people do steam as well too, but for me, to cut back for us, since black don't crack, we age like fine wine. We
Right.
still have to make sure that we're keeping our melanated skin protected as well too, because there's so many skin cancers and so many things out there for us.
Right. Oh, I appreciate that. Now you got me looking at my hands like, I don't know, what am I
Ah,
doing? I don't know. But I will be going to the store later on today. Go find me some sunscreen thing along those lines. But yeah, that's amazing. Great. Appreciate that.
yes, I don't really do a whole lot. I don't really spend a whole lot. I don't believe in. But some people spend on luxury skincare like the Cliniques and
Yeah.
Lancomes and Dior and Chanel. I mean, I do have that. I'm looking at it now. But I use drugstore, the Olays, the Neutrogena. There's nothing wrong with that. I use
Right.
what is it, Tasha? I use that too. But I've always stuck with Olay for years. Even on the body wash, everything. That's why my skin all over looks
Cohesive.
amazing. So
Right.
Olay is my go-to. That's my secret, y'all.
All right. Well, we'll be calling my Uber in a few, and I'll be going to the store. Let me see.
V Brown, actor singer, thank you so much. Says great tips. Yes, those are just a few. Everybody kept asking, Miss Stevie, how does your skin
Mm-hmm.
stay the way it does? If you're gonna wear makeup, make sure that you take it off. Don't sleep in it. I know we sometimes, when we're coming in a late night or work or filming or whatever it is, we get so tired we just want to fall out and just go to
Right.
sleep. Throw some makeup wipes in your bag, the ones where you don't even have to use water. Like they've got the, what is it called? I cannot remember what it is. They've got one that are micellar water. They
Oh
got the
yeah.
micellar water makeup removal wipes. So you can just go in, use your wipes, use at least two of them, because some of that makeup will. And we're back. Yes, I was saying that you take a paper towel, and I go in on the side and I'll still see a piece of blush here, a piece of mascara here, or a piece of highlighter. So make sure you go in with those cloths all the way. So yes, those are that's my skincare region, but make sure you take care of yourself.
I hope everybody heard that. Now there's no more excuses. There's no more nothing. We got it now. So now we all gonna glow. We're glowing. That's all we're doing for the rest of the time.
That's right. All right, Fashion Dolls, do we have any questions for myself or Sean? That was the Turn the Table segment. Do we have any questions for our very special guest? While we're waiting on the audience to form their questions, I'm going to ask you one more. Where does Sean see himself in the next 10 years?
Ooh, ooh, 10 years. Okay. Well, like I said, I write, so I want to have at least by that time a couple TV shows, maybe I want to say maybe TV shows, maybe a movie on television, or at least out for the world to see. I feel like I've been doing so much writing and I just keep it to myself, but now I think I'm finally ready to release everything. Actually, working on a project right now that I hope to have done within the next 6 months or so. Um, but that would be that. I want to be I want to, and then I guess in the next 10 years also, I want to have more things for us, things for Black people, more things for, LGBT, things along those lines. I want to have like, things like that. And as well as art, like be able to have like that aspect and then art for everybody. Like I felt like growing up, especially being in the South, they're going away with art. Like so, we don't have
Oh
those things.
yeah.
Like my school, I had to fight in order for us to have like a drama club, things along those lines. So I want to be able to do something like that. And then last but not least, I want to be heavily involved in my community. I feel like once there's so many people who get to where they wanted to be all these times, and then they forget where they started. They
Came
forget the
from.
people
Yeah.
that got them where they are. So those are probably the main couple things that I will. And you guys mark my words. Like, I will stand heavy on that. Those are the only things I feel like that matter in life: art, humanity, and love. That's it. I feel like that's the only thing. Those are my three things that I'm on this earth for. So yeah.
And I love what you just said because I say that all the time. I said as big as my name continues to grow, and as big as everyone else's name continues to grow, never lose sight of who you are and never forget where you came from. And the reason why I've stayed in this industry for so long is because I've never forgot where I came from. I will always be a South Carolina girl, born and raised down here.
Okay.
And I'm so humbled and down to earth, and that's why people blend so well with me because of my spirit and just my energy.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that I'm so down to earth because I've seen so many people get in this industry and become alienated and lose sight of who they are. They let the money, the glitz, the glam, the fame get to them, and
Right.
they act kind of snobby in a way where it's just like, I don't know you. Why are you talking to me like that? Like, I don't have that type of energy.
Yeah.
Perception and a book, looking at a book in a cover is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And people judge book by its cover in this industry. So just sitting and having a conversation with someone and seeing what their personality is about is what I like to do. Like I like to observe people, and I've always been like that since I was younger. I always sit back and observe things, be in that moment. So there's
Mm-hmm.
nothing wrong with that.
Oh, one other thing I actually did forget too. Now that you mentioned books, so I do want to have a couple. I want to have maybe a book about life and things that I've gone through, or things that people that I share, or people I know who've gone through things, and then also a cookbook. So those are probably the things that I want to have accomplished in my 10 years.
Okay, so cooking. I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm from Louisiana. We don't have a choice. You have to know how to cook and throw down all your way around the kitchen. So yeah, those are probably that's what I'm gonna make sure of.
Okay, okay. So we definitely will be on the lookout for that. What advice would you give to writers out here? That's my last question because I didn't see anyone type anything.
Yeah.
And we're back. We're back.
Yeah. So I was saying one, the main thing is keep going, no matter what. It doesn't matter whatever that thing you need to have as your motivation. Find it, feed on it, be about it. And then the last thing will probably be experience. Like go ahead and experience things. I know sometimes when there's writer's block, sometimes when you're not inspired. Actually learned from one of my professors. He said he learned the hard way, and he made sure he told us. And I was like, okay. So sometimes when I have writer's block, or sometimes I can't figure out exactly what I want to do, or I write something and I hate it and throw it away. I feel like what it is that I lack the experience. So what I do is I take steps back and go experience things. So if a friend tells you you want to go out, say yes. If you need to go take a walk, go do that. If you need to do whatever it is. So experience, experience, experience. That's how, I mean, that's how we see things. So you never know what you're going to see. That's how most of the things that I write, like I said, I'm an introvert. So I don't do too much. I didn't go out too much. But because I go out and experience, I have so many things to write about. Like I could be in the club. I was actually some years ago. I actually was in the club, and I saw something going on. I was like, oh my god, this would be an amazing part in the movie. So what I did is I went in the bathroom. I wrote down what I had to write right quick, and then I went back to the dance floor. You know what I'm saying? So just experience. I think is going to be your biggest thing if you're a writer. Like you never know what's going to happen. So that's fun.
Absolutely, 100%. All right, Fashion Dolls, if we don't have any questions, we're going to wrap it up with our amazing guest today, Sean Augustus. Thank you so much for an incredible
Thank you so much.
conversation and interview. And I look forward to seeing your upcoming projects, and we definitely will have you back on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
All right, Fashion Dolls, you guys enjoy your weekend. No show tomorrow. Johnny and EJ will be back with me next week. We want you guys to be safe and make sure that you all are protecting yourselves out here. Please stay safe because I'm just going to say this, Miss Delta. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Can I say one more thing before I forgot to plug? I know we were like kind of plugging. So since I've been in London, I've only been here 3 weeks, maybe a month now. I have two. I actually just got into like I guess music videos. So I have two music videos that I'm going to be a part of that you guys should look about. They're London artists. One is Shaka, and the other one, her name is Eva. I'm forgetting her last name. I'm so sorry, but look out for those videos, and you're going to be in those. But yeah, that's that. Sorry.
All right. Definitely. Congrats. All right. And we definitely will be supporting you here on my show, Style by Stevie.
Thank
Much
you.
love and wishes, my love. And we definitely will be having you back on in the future. So don't hesitate to reach back out because we'd
Yes.
love to have you back on.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You are so welcome. Thank you all for tuning in to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. We will see you guys next week, Fashion Dolls. Johnny will be back. It will be his week to take over, and then we're going to rotate weeks. Consciously, hopefully, will be joining us. So make sure you guys tune in for that August 10th. And we've got some more amazing guests. We love y'all, and y'all please be safe and protect yourselves out here.
Yes.
This
Yes.
Delta is out of control. That's all I'm going to say. So protect yourselves and y'all stay safe. Be blessed.